Pisces. Spirit has a message for you. Let's see what's going on. Today is March 24th, 2026. But when you find this message is when you're meant to receive it. Let's call in Spirit. Okay, thanks for being here. If you're new here, welcome. If you like my readings, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want. Welcome back to my subscribers. Thank you for being here each and every day. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the likes. Thanks for all the hyping and sharing as well. So I appreciate and love you all so very much. Let's see what Spirit has for you for the day. Again, this will be a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Put out your money reading last night late, so take a look at your money reading for your money story for the week. I will link it at the end of this video. Very good news coming in money-wise for Pisces. Wow, way too many, Spirit. There's a kind of a restlessness going on here in this energy. Okay, in the shadow for what you don't see, there's some unresolved issues that you're going through that you haven't quite walking away from yet. There's some type of issue that's going on within your life. It's like you haven't quite moved on yet. You have withdrawn yourself. You are feeling very restless at this time, though. So you removed yourself from a situation, but you have not completely moved on. You're isolating yourself. There's a situation where you've had to remove yourself and accept that something is not going to work out. Something was unsuccessful here. It has led you to withdrawing yourself from a situation, although you have not completely removed yourself. It's left you to feeling very restless, especially like at night you can't sleep. So you're tossing and turning all night thinking about this. But it's time that you move on from this and you try to find some peace and acceptance. Something is keeping you up at night. You're restless, tossing and turning. Something didn't work out. There's some still emotional crap you have to deal with. But you know that you've needed to remove yourself. You isolated yourself. And it's time that you accept that this didn't work out and you need to move on. Let's clarify. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Yeah, there's change coming in for you. There's an end of a cycle. By retreating and finding isolation here, you're finding the mental clarity that you need. And that may be what's keeping you up at night as you're tossing and turning. You're thinking a lot. But it's actually bringing in a lot of mental clarity. You're restless. I keep seeing you tossing and turning at night thinking about this, Pisces, but it's actually bringing in clarity. It may be stressing you out, but you're actually getting the clarity that you need. Please clarify the Hermit, please. You may be dealing with an Aries. We have the Emperor here. I think by isolating yourself from the situation, you're finding your control. You're gaining back your control again by isolating yourself from the situation that's not worked out. Please clarify the Five of Cups. Yeah, you're going through a transition here. Finding an acceptance with the transition. There may have been home conflicts. So this may have something to do with the home, family unit, marriage, where you've had to remove yourself from a situation. There's still some unresolved issues that are going on. So you have not completely removed yourself, or maybe it's just mental baggage. So perhaps it's still, the energy is on you, and that's why it's coming out in this reading here, Pisces. But it's like you're in a place now where even though you're tossing and turning about this issue, about something that has not worked out for you, or somebody that was unreliable, somebody that was, a situation that was unsuccessful, it may have something to do with the home or the family, or a marriage relationship, or a committed relationship here, where you had to remove yourself. I see you tossing and turning at night thinking about this, but it's actually bringing in clarity for you. You had to remove yourself from the situation in order to find the peace and acceptance that this is not working out. There are some still unresolved issues here, or just you're holding on to a lot of grief. What else? There's been a lot of struggle in a union, perhaps, with another water sign. There's somebody that you spent a lot of time with. There's a lot of memories attached to this. And there may have been some type of action that needed to take place here. Please clarify the Knight of Cups. This water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, may have been deceptive. And with the challenges that you had, there was a lot of hardship. You may have been fighting over money. Please clarify the Six of Cups. Don't mind my allergies. Sorry, I keep sniffing on camera, but it's like it's spring, so it's that time of year. Because you have a lot of memories with the situation, there's a lot of fear about changing things because you may have shared a lot of memories with this person. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, perhaps. Again, take it as it resonates here. There may be a little bit of trying to figure out what you want to do in this situation. It may have something to do with money as well. The sharing of the assets. back of the deck here, there's definitely been conflict here within this group dynamic with this person. This could be somebody that you were married to. This could be a family member. Somebody you shared memories with. And you're fearing that, you know, because this is what you've always done, so there's a fear of change here. It feels like you've been fighting over money. What is the outcome? I hope my cards are on the camera. Just thinking. What is the outcome here for this situation? So there's going to be balance that's being brought in here. There's going to be, you know, cause and effect for this. With the Justice card, it's bringing in balance. And hope will return. There is a new beginning that's going to be happening here in this situation, whether you stay or you go. There will be balance coming in. Hope will be returning, and you'll be feeling a lot better. Perhaps, you know, reaching out for help through therapy or something like this might help this situation. It seems like what's going on here is there's lots of changes going on. You've had to remove yourself from this individual or group because of the conflicts within the home. It feels like you've been fighting over money. There's a lot of unresolved issues here. You're tossing and turning about this all night long. You could be dealing with a water sign. Somebody that may have been deceptive. Maybe they've been deceptive about how much money they're spending. I don't know. But it seems like the conflicts involve hardship, low resources. You fear changing the situation because you have a lot of memories tied to it. And you walking away, you know, you're afraid of, you know, the shared resources here. You're going to be on your own. But I do see that a new beginning coming in for you where things will balance out. Karma will be coming in for whatever's happening here, whatever is meant to be. And there'll be hope, healing. And I also see that some of you will end up going to therapy and trying to work this out to bring in more balance in a situation, which is also going to be bringing in a new beginning. So take it as it resonates here. I almost feel like more on the latter side that you're going to work things out in this situation. I think maybe through some healing, reaching out for help, perhaps for therapy. It seems like you guys are just arguing over money. It's like a money situation. You need to listen to your money story because that's wonderful. So if you resonate with the money story, you're not going to have to worry about it. This situation, it seems like it's going to work out here. I'm going to pull one more. But yeah, you're going to be starting your new beginning. Things are going to be more balanced. There's going to be hope that returns. One more, please, Spirit. Finish up. Whoa. Yeah, I feel like, you know, there's going to be a celebration of love and life and success here in the new beginning. There's going to be abundance that's coming in. And again, it's not just financial. This is more about emotional abundance. So I feel like for the latter, I feel like you're going to work this out. For some of you, you may just move on to your own new beginning, and you're going to celebrate that. So take what resonates here. I feel like you may be in a depression at this time, and you may need to reach out for help, either as a couple, single, as a group, whatever this is, family member, going to therapy, whatever it is. I do feel that there's some depression here or negativity behind all of this. Let's pull a message from the Akashic Records to finish up. Yeah, somebody's going through it. It's like you removed yourself, but now you're like tossing and turning all night long thinking about this. But it's actually bringing in clarity for you. There's a lot of emotional baggage in this situation. There's fear about change. Something that you've been in a situation for a long time. There's a lot of memories tied to this. It seems like somebody may have been deceptive or, you know, kind of not telling you all the truths. And it may have something to do with money or resources. You've been playing it safe by not changing things because you have a lot of memories tied to this. But I do see things in the outcome that things are going to balance out here. And you may be reaching out for help, like therapy or something like that. And it's going to bring in celebration and a new beginning. Angels, guides, ancestors. Message from the Akashic Records to finish up this reading, please, for Pisces. Okay. So it says victim mindset. You feel the world is against you, and this will only cause you to attract more negative results. Stop the blame and take responsibility for your happiness. Only then will abundance start to flow. I feel like in this situation, by having this negative mindset, it may stop this from bringing in more balance and healing in the situation. So you kind of have to get yourself out of that mindset of playing the victim, basically. Even though you may have gone through a hard time in a situation here, I feel like by you keeping that mindset, Spirit is saying here, it's just going to attach negativity towards you. Things are not going to change. Things are not going to heal. Things are not going to be more balanced out in the situation to bring in celebration and a new beginning for you. So you have to change the mindset from the negative to the positive. So in a world of chaos that we live in, it's very hard. It's, you know, start going down that rabbit hole, especially when you're sleeping or trying to sleep at night and you're tossing and turning. When you're having those negative thoughts and you're tossing and turning about it, you're actually attracting negative energy. So if you're going to be thinking about things at night and trying to bring in clarity, you need to start thinking more positive, the positive things that can come out of this, whether you're moving on from the situation or you're trying to work things out with the situation. You have to start thinking positive. Positive attracts positive. Negative attracts negative. I'm going to leave the message there. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.